the golden hours melting on the concrete frame. Zero pressure in the veins, just a localized game. My sneakers tracing patterns where the shadows used to lie, while the radio is humming to a cloudless violet sky. No heavy lifting, just the static of a relaxed mind. Leaving every jagged edge in the frantic pace behind. The sidewalk is a river and I'm drifting with the tide, with the pocket full of silence and nowhere left to hide.
Complexity is fading like a ghost inside the street. I can hear the mellow pulses of the city in my foot. There is a mural on the brickwork singing colors in the dark, just a cooling down of engines near the edges of the park. The mercury is falling but the spirit's about to climb. I'm trading in the hustle for a better sense of time. Every breath is like a liquid turning amber in the lungs, speaking softly to the spirits with these unrecorded tongues.
Take it steady on the corner, let the gravity dissolve. Watch the spinning of the world and the problems we resolve. Floating easy through the station where the iron meets the air, finding nothing but the motion in the stillness that we share. That's the level in the seasons in a quiet kind of grace, keeping every little vision in a comfortable space. Let the heavy feathers settle on the pavement of the soul, and the fragment becomes holy and the broken becomes whole.
Take it steady on the corner, let the gravity dissolve. Watch the spinning of the world and the problems we resolve. Floating easy through the station where the iron meets the air, finding nothing but the motion in the stillness that we share. Just a level in the seasons in a quiet kind of grace, keeping every little vision in a comfortable space. Like a heavy feather settle on the pavement of the soul, when the fragment becomes holy and the broken becomes whole.
The street lamps flicker on like a promise back to earth, counting up the modest moments and their unintended worth. No more chasing for the summit, no more running for the prize, just the honesty of vision through these unencumbered eyes.
A slow motion symphony is playing through the glass, watching all the frantic people and the noisy traffic gas.
I am anchored in the mellow, I am rooted in the calm, holding all the city's power in the center of my palm.
Take it steady on the corner, let the gravity dissolve. Watch the spinning of the world and the problems we resolve. Floating easy through the station when the iron meets the air, finding nothing but the motion on the stillness that we share. Just a level in the seasons in a quiet kind of place, keeping every little vision in a comfortable space. Let the heavy never settle on the pavement of the soul, when the fragment becomes whole and the broken becomes whole. Take it steady on the corner, let the gravity dissolve. Watch the spinning of the world and the problems we dissolve. Floating easy through the station where the iron meets the air, finding nothing but the motion in the stillness that we share. Just a level in of season in a quiet kind of grace, keeping every little vision in a comfortable space. Let the heavy feathers settle on the pavement of the soul, where the fragment becomes holy and the broken becomes whole. Take it steady on the corner, let the gravity dissolve. Watch the spinning of the world and the problems we resolve. Floating easy through the station where the iron meets the air, finding nothing but the motion in the stillness that we share. Just a level in the sea, we're in a quiet kind of grace, keeping every little vision in a comfortable space. Like the heavy feather settle on the pavement of the soul, when the fragment becomes holy and the broken becomes whole.
I watch the clouds rearrange, floating patterns over the hill. The ghetto hums a low frequency, staying perfectly still. My coffee cools down while the morning light begins to spill across the hardwood floors and the dust on the windowsill. The record spins a cycle of soft, nostalgic, glowing sound. No heavy feet allowed, just a velvet dragging on the ground. I found a rhythm in the silence where the peace is found. Just a casual observer while the spinning world is bound.
The day is unfolding at a tempo I can finally hold, trading in the silver for the setting of the liquid gold. Nothing needs to happen, staying outside of the frantic fold. Just a story written in the calm before it gets too old. Take it easy, let the hours drift away like heavy smoke. pressure from the iron and the heavy yoke. Listen to the heartbeat of the city till the gears broke. Finding all the answers in the simple words that we never spoke. Yeah.
The shadows press the fingers on across the garden wall.
Yeah.
The gravity is gentle, making sure that no one has to fall. I put the phone away and ignored the phantom ringing call.
Just breathing in the comfort of a space that feels so small. The brick reflects the fading warmth of an afternoon sun. Counting every second till the busy race is finally done. I am not the hunter, and I am not the one who has to just a lazy witness to the beauty of the setting one. The day is unfolding at a tempo I can finally hold on. Trading in the silver feather setting of the liquid gold. Nothing needs to happen, staying outside of the frantic fold. Just a story written in the calm before it gets too old. Take it easy, let the hours drift away like heavy smoke. Losing all the pressure from the iron and the heavy yoke. Listen to the heartbeat of the city till the gears broke. Finding all the answers in the simple words that we never spoke. Take it easy, let the hours drift away like heavy smoke. Losing all the pressure from the iron and the heavy yoke. Listen to the heartbeat of the city till the gears broke. Finding all the answers in the simple words that we never spoke. The shadow crawl across the hardwood floor while the dust stands slow in the sliver by the door. Got a cup of lukewarm tea and a heavy stack of books, ignoring all the static and the tired, weary looks. The record needle finds a groove and settles in deep, waking up the melodies that the city tried to keep. No ticking clocks, just the humming of the fridge, building up a mental path over heavy broken bridge.
My thoughts are moving like a river through the tall grass, watching all the hurried people through the window glass. There is a certain kind of magic in the way the air feels when you stop the constant turn, another spinning chrome wheel.
Float on the surface where the blue meets the gray, letting every heavy burden simply drift away. It is all in the breath and the space in between, finding ivory towers in a world that is screaming. Gentle steady motion like the tide coming in. This is where the quiet story finally can begin.
Yo, the ceiling fan is turning like a slow motion dream. Nothing in this moment is as sharp as it would seem. Soft edges on the memories and velvet on the tongue, singing every golden note that hasn't yet been sung. The pressure in the atmosphere is starting to subside. Nowhere left to run and there is nowhere left to hide. Just the comfort of the silence and the leaning of the soul, finally feeling like a fragment that is turning back to whole.
Outside the sparrow settled on the rusted iron rail, constructing little kingdoms on a very tiny scale. I am tracing out the patterns in the peeling yellow paint, feeling like a sinner who is acting like a saint. The coffee stain is shaped just like an island in the sea, a peaceful little parrot, so we meant for only me. I would trade the gold and silver for a minute of this peace, waiting for the inner mental friction to decrease. Shoes are kicked aside in a corner by the wall. Hard to feel much worry when you're feeling fairly tall. Everything is balanced on a thin and steady wire, quenching every flicker of a frantic restless fire. Float on the surface where the blue meets the gray, letting every heavy burden simply crystal away. It is all in the breath and the space in between, finding ivory towers in a world that is green. Gentle steady motion like the tide coming in. This is where the quiet story finally can begin.
watching shadows dance across the cracked ceiling. The words are seen it, it's just leaning into this steady feeling. The world outside is spinning on a rusted axis of gold, but in the square room the narrative remains untold. I trace the dust motes drifting through the pale light. I'm bothered by the heavy ticking of a clock that bites. Just a simple frequency humming under my tired bones, leaving all the digital static and the dial tone.
Found a dusty vinyl spinning in the corner of my mind, searching for a treasure that the frantic never finds.
It is a slow movement, a quiet ripple in a silver pond, breaking every heavy chain and every brittle bond. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to prove, but nothing left to pursue. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to prove, but nothing left to pursue. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to pursue and nothing left to prove. Keep the weightless motion in the center of a frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to pursue and nothing left to prove. Keep the weightless motion in the center of a frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Concrete landscapes melting down to a liquid flow.
I take a long path where the ancient grasses grow.
There is a sweet side to the way the evening falls,
absorbing all the echoes bouncing off this narrow wall.
I do not need a podium or a crown or jagged glass,
just watching the seasons and the heavy clouds pass.
I'm an architect of silence, building towers out of air.
Breath is the only currency I have enough to spare.
No pressure on the lungs, just a gentle state of grace.
Erasing every deep line from this weathered face.
Just a ghost in the corridor of a long forgotten dream,
floating on the surface of a wide and vastly stream. The city pulses fade into a soft and distant beat. I can feel the coolness underneath my weary feet. All the tangled wires are finally coming undone, underneath the warmth of an endless setting sun. The city pulses fade into a soft and distant beat. I can feel the coolness underneath my weary feet. All the tangled wires are finally coming undone, underneath the warmth of an endless. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to pursue. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to pursue. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to pursue and nothing left to prove. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to pursue and nothing left to prove. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the frame, where the quiet moments do not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to pursue. Keep the weightless motion in the center of a room, where the quiet moment you not even have a name. Let the horizon drift away into the hazy blue. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to pursue. Keep the weightless motion in the center of the room, where the quiet moments do not even have a name.
Laying back against the fading velvet sky, looking for the truth inside a stranger's eye. Gravity is pulling, but I'm feeling light. Just a silhouette merging with the silver night. No more heavy lifting for the weary mind, leaving every bit of shadow far behind. The clock is ticking, but I threw the key away, finding all the secrets that the silence has to say. The pavement hums a low and steady sweeping too, underneath the hollow glow of a paper moon. I don't need a map to find out where I belong, steady as the pulse inside a simple song.
Let the river flow beneath the ancient stone, finding something real within the vast unknown. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to hide, floating on the movement of a gentle tide. Just an easy breath inside the open wide, watching how the world begins to turn aside.
The static fades into a distant memory, finally becoming who I'm meant to be. I'm bound from the ghosts of yesterday, watching all the pressure simply melt away.
Coffee stains and sketches on a dusty page. Breaking out, reaching past the I am cage. Every winter turns to golden spring. Listening to what the quiet breezes bring. Step aside and watch the people rush along. Calculated moves and faces far too strong. But I'm sitting where the grass is growing tall, waiting for the summer evening rain to fall. No more chasing visions on a hollow screen. Living in the spaces found in between. The horizon line is blurring out of view. Everything is old and everything is new. Let the river below beneath the ancient stone. Mine is something real within the vast unknown. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to hide. Floating on the movement of a gentle tide. Destiny's your breath inside the open wide. Watching how the world begins to turn aside. Let the river flow beneath the ancient stone. Finding something real within my vast unknown. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to hide. Floating on the movement of a gentle tide. Just an easy breath inside the open wide. Watching how the world begins to tear aside. Let the river flow, but keep the ancient stone, keep the ancient stone. Finding something real within the past unknown. Nothing left to prove and nothing left to hide. Floating on the movement of a gentle tide. Just an easy breath inside the open wide. Watching how the world begins to turn aside.
Laying back where the shadows stretch across the wooden floor. Watching the stains and the light spilling through the open door. No deadlines knocking and my phone is strictly out of sight. The kettle hums a low melody in a pale morning light. I let the clock tick away without a single care to lend. Tracing silver patterns where the ceiling and the corners bend. Coffee steam rising slowly like a heavy summer cloud. Thinking about the quiet moments far away from any crowd. The world is spinning fast but I am finding my own pace. Leaving all the heavy baggage in a different time and space. Just a steady heartbeat, keep in sync with the easy flow. Nowhere left to hurry and there is nowhere left to go. Take it easy, let the hours melt away like golden honey. Life is more than chasing after fame or paper money. Just a cooling breeze and the comfort of the present state. Everything can wait behind the rusted garden gate. Sinking in the cushion, feeling weightless in the air. Not a single burden that I really have to bear. Gentle vibrations moving through the marrow of my bones. Finding all the magic in the soft and mellow tone. Old vinyl spinning scratches, adding character to sound. Keeping both my weary feet planted firmly on the ground. I used to worry about the mountain peaks I had to climb. Now I'm just enjoying how it feels to finally have time. No more static noise filtering through the daily grind. Just a peaceful sanctuary blooming deep inside my mind. The sunlight shifts its angle, painting yellow on the wall. Standing still enough to hear the autumn leaves begin to fall. The world is spinning fast but I am finding my own pace. Leaving all the heavy baggage in a different time and space. Just a steady heartbeat, keep in sync with the easy slow. Nowhere left to hurry and there is nowhere left easy. Let the hours melt away like golden honey. Life is more than chasing after fame or paper money. Just the cooling breeze and the comfort of the present state. Everything can wait behind the rusted garden gate. Sinking in the cushion, feeling weightless in the air. Not a single burden that I really has to bear. Gentle vibrations moving through the marrow of my bones. Finding all the magic in the soft and mellow tone. Take it easy, let the hours melt away like golden honey. Life is more than chasing after fame or paper money. Just the cold and breeze and the comfort of the present state. Everything can wait behind the what's the great. Sit behind the bush and feeling weightless in the air. Not a single burden that I really have to bear. Gentle vibrations moving through the marrow of my bones. Finding finding all the magic in the softer mellow tone. Take it, eat it, let the hours melt away like golden honey. Life is more than chasing after fame or paper money. Just the cooling breeze and the comfort of the present state. Everything can wait behind the rusted garden gate. Sinking in the cushion, feeling weightless in the air. Not a single burden that I really have to bear. Gentle vibrations moving through the marrow of my bones. Finding all the magic in the softer mellow tones. Lean back in the velvet seat while the clock ticks slow. The coffee in the mug is ice cold, but I let it go. Watching shadows stretch across the hardwood floor. Finding peace in the silence behind my bedroom door. No calls to answer and no place I gotta be. Just a steady pulse of life blooming inside of me. The skyline is a sketch drawn in charcoal gray. I bury every worry from the heat of the yesterday. Flip the cassette and let the tape hiss fill the space. A quiet motion moving at a gentle sovereign pace. The ink is dry and heavy on the loose leaf lines, tracing every thought until the heavy truth shines. They say the hustle never sleeps, but I've climbed the bed, replacing all the static with the clarity instead. I walk along the river where the current stays calm, holding on to stillness like a stone in my palm. Low frequency keeps the tides pulling back to shore. I realize I never really need it anymore. Simple breathtaking is a victory in itself. Put the heavy trophies back upon the dusty shelf, floating through the hours on a buoy in melody. Finally, I am exactly who I was meant to be. The world keeps spinning fast, but I am standing still, resting on the summit of a solitary hill. Clouds drifting by like white feathers in the breeze, filtering the sunlight through the canopy of trees. The weight has been lifted from the small of my back, no longer looking sideways for the things that I like. I listen to the hum of the city from afar, wishing on a satellite and not a falling star. The vibration is a massage for a weary, tired soul, letting go of fragments just to feel the entire whole. Low frequency keeps the tides pulling back to shore. Realize I never really need it anymore. Simple breathtaking is a victory in itself. Put the heavy trophies back upon the dusty shelf, floating through the hours on a buoy in melody. Finally, I am exactly who I was meant to be. The world keeps spinning fast, but I am standing still, resting on the summit of a solitary hill. I realized yeah. Lean back into the sofa cushion while the sunlight stays gold. Watching dust motes dancing in a story yet to be told. The ice is melting slow inside a tall glass of tea. Nothing on the schedule today, just the floorboards and me. The ceiling fan spins like a tired old propeller plane, drawing circles in the air away from the driver lane. I found a dusty chronicle beneath a stack of magazines, forgotten Polaroids capturing those faded summer scenes. Street lights flicker on before the sky turns completely dark. Kids are headed home across the gravel paths of the park. The city hums a low frequency through the window pane, while I find a steady cadence in the clicking of the train. Coffee stains are forming rings upon a wooden desk. The shadows on the wallpaper looking picturesque. I let the clock tick tock without a single bit of stress, finding all the answers in the silence I possess. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away, chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just a lightness in the chest, giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. I spraying, but I'm walking in reverse. Taking every blessing and I'm leaving every curse. The frequency is tuned to a station far from here, where the atmosphere is thinning and the vision becomes clear. At the phone battery expire in the corner on the floor, I am not looking for a knock upon the heavy old door. Just a mental holiday across the shoreline of the mind, leaving every heavy expectation far behind. Evening settles in with the shade of deep violet blue. Not a single thing left on the list that I need to do. The neighbors start to settle down as dinner time begins. Ignorance is bliss until the heavy reality spins. But for now the gravity has lost its hold upon my feet, finding all the melody inside this calm quiet street. The pen is idle and the noble pages stay white, preparing for the comfort of a peaceful starry night. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions that's a well-deserved rest. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Weightless drifting through the hours as they gently slide away. Chasing nothing but the feeling of a quiet Saturday. No pressure on the shoulders, just the lightness in the chest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Giving all the frantic motions such a well-deserved rest. Back in the velvet groove of the afternoon. The clock is ticking, but at times it's like a golden tune. I watch the sunlight crawling slow across the wooden floor. I am not searching for a key or looking for a door. Just let the record spin its heavy weight around the room. The dust is dancing in the light like flowers in their bloom. My coffee's cold, but I don't mind a bitter taste of peace. I'm finding every single worry gets a quick release. The street below is pushing out against the window pane, while I am flowing in the river far beyond the rain. No heavy lifting in my mind, just feathers in the breeze. I'm catching fragments of a thought with such a gentle ease. The city skyline hums a static song of gray and blue, but I am painted in the shade of something bright and new. Forget the calendars and all the plans they try to make. I'm drinking silence from a well until my senses ache. Wait, more than through the motion with a steady hand, building castles out of shifting grains of sand. Let the world go spinning on this crooked wheel. I am standing in the center of the way I feel, high above the tangle of the tangled wires, walking on the ashes of the old desires. Nothing left to borrow, nothing left to pay, just a quiet breathing in the middle of the day. Hey, moving through the motion with a steady hand, building castles out of shifting grains of sand. Let the world go spinning on its crooked wheel. I am standing in the center of the way I feel, high above the tangle of the tangled wires, walking on the ashes of the old desires. Nothing left to borrow, nothing left to pay, just a quiet breathing in the middle of the day. Hey, the mountains do not hurry and the ocean does not run. They simply wait for every moon and every rising sun. So I will take this moment like a coin inside my palm, and trade the fever of the crowd for such a heavy calm. There is a logic and the way the shadows lean and bend, the story written in a language that I comprehend. The needle finds the final track and clicks into the space. I see a different kind of map upon my own face. No more chasing after those that vanish in the dark. I'm sitting perfect in the center of a punny spot. The neighbors argue but it sounds like wind inside inside the trees. I'm drifting down the hallway on my hands and on my knees, searching for the simple things that never need a name. The fire's out, but I am still above it to the flame. My heavy boots are on the shelf, my hat is on the chair. I'm breathing in the sweetness of the empty autumn air. The telephone is sleeping in a cradle made of wood. I changed the world to suit my soul, if only I just could. But since I can't, I'll just sit here and watch the shadows grow. There is a wisdom in the things that we don't need to know. The day is folding like a lot of sense and no one's home. I'm happy being just a seed inside the heavy lawn. Moving through the motion with a steady hand, building castles out of shifting grains of sand. Let the world go spinning on this crooked wheel. I am standing in the center of the way I feel, high above the tangle of a tangled wire, walking on the actions of the old desire. Nothing left to borrow, nothing left to pay, just a guy bathing in the middle of the day. Hey. Moving through the motion with a steady hand, building castles out of shifting grains of sand. Let the world go spinning on this crooked wheel. I am standing in the center of the way I feel, high above the tangle of the tangled wire, walking on the ashes of the old desire. Nothing left to borrow, nothing left to pay, just be quiet breathing the middle of the day. Hey. Moving through the avenue with steady pace, silver shadow gliding, leaving not a trace. Keep the conversation on a low tide, melodies are drifting for the long ride. Hand out the window catching cool air, no destination and I do not care. Watch the city lights blend in the gray, letting all the tension melt away. Yeah. Relax your shoulders, let the clock spin, find a frequency that you are in. Smooth motion for the mind to keep diving in a pool that is never deep.
Gravity is lighter when the bass drops, following emotion till the world stops. Spinning gold threads from the quiet street, finding every pocket in the steady beat. Lay your hair back, let the vision blur. Comfort is the only thing I can infer. Nothing heavy on the soul tonight, everything is feeling strictly right.
Floating on the surface of a clear thought, lessons that the silence finally taught. Gathering the pieces of a calm frame, knowing every player but I skip the game.
Gravity is lighter when the bass drops, following the motion till the world stops. Spinning gold threads from the quiet street, finding every pocket in a steady beat. Lay your head back, let the vision blur. Comfort is the only thing I can infer. Nothing heavy on the soul tonight, everything is feeling strictly right. Gravity is lighter when the bass drops, following the motion till the world stops. Spinning gold threads from the quiet street, finding every pocket in a steady beat. Lay your head back, let the vision blur. Comfort is the only thing I can infer. Nothing heavy on the soul tonight, everything is feeling strictly right. Bass drops, following the motion till the world stops. Spinning gold threads from the quiet street, finding every pocket in a steady beat. Lay your head back, let the vision blur. Comfort is the only thing I can infer. Nothing heavy on the soul tonight, everything is feeling strictly right.
Steam is swirling slow above the wooden decks. The morning light is filtering across the dusty mess. My sneakers lean against the wall in silence by the door. I feel the static come alive and nothing truly more. No heavy weight upon my chest to keep the spirit down. I sweep the city, jippy out across this concrete town. The clock is ticking steady, but the hands are feeling light. I let the moments drift away before the fall of night. Take it easy, let the river flow beneath the golden sun. The race is over, even though it felt it just begun. A simple clarity within the messy tangled weight. A gentle gravity that holds the pieces of the day. No need to run against the wind to prove a point of view. The sky is wide enough to let the world start over new. Sometimes the silence speaks the truth that noise can never reach. The lessons that the quiet hours finally start to teach. The shadows lengthen on the brick and soften every edge. I find a steady footing standing out upon the ledge. No fear of dropping down into the deep blue of the sea. The only mission left is just to let the spirit be.
My phone is resting on the tower, screen turned to the floor. I shut the window tight to keep the chaos past the door. The records spin a dusty groove that fills the empty room. The yellow flowers in the vase are starting just to bloom. 1,000 voices outside scream about the daily game, but I am sitting comfortably inside the gentle rain. The past is just a faded map of places I have known. This little pocket of the hours is what I truly own.
The poles are slowing down to match the movement of the air. I find a hidden sanctuary sitting in the chair. The pressure fades into the gray and disappears from sight. I lean to the velvet edges of the coming night. Take it easy, let the river flow beneath the golden sun. The race is over, even though it felt to just begun. A simple clarity within the messy tangled way. A gentle gravity that holds the pieces of the day. No need to run against the wind to prove a point of view. The sky is wide enough to let the world start over new.
The radiator hums a low frequency tune. The smoke dancing in the afternoon. I keep my sneakers laced just tight enough to drift. Watching how the shadows in the sunlight shift. No clock on the wall needs to tell me the hour. I find a quiet strength in the lack of power. Coffee turned cold in a ceramic room mug. Finding my peace in the fibers of the rug. Every heavy thought starts to float away like a paper glider on a convey. I am just a passenger on a slow moving train, listening to the heartbeat of the soft rain. Slow down the motion, let the feeling arrive. I am grateful just to breathe and be alive. Gravity is holding me steady in place, with a gentle smile settling on my face. Let the world spin while I stay still, sitting on the edge of a windowsill. Everything is easy, everything is light. Everything is moving toward the night. Everything is easy, everything is light. Everything is moving toward the night. Slow down the motion, let the feeling arrive. I'm grateful just to breathe and be alive. Gravity is holding me steady in place, with a gentle smile settling on my face. Let the world spin while I stay still, sitting on the edge of a windowsill. Everything is easy, everything is light. Everything is moving toward the night. The ink on the page starts to blur and bend, thinking about a letter that I might never send. My pulse is a drum kit playing in the pocket. I am unattached like a loose heavy sprocket. No need to hurry, no need to compete, just a steady friction of my soul on the street. I see the city through a vintage glass lens, where the logic breaks and the magic begins. Unplug the wire and dismantle the stress, finding the beauty in this minimal mess. Keep the volume low, let the silence speak. I have reached the summit of a quiet peak. Slow down emotion, let the feeling arrive. I'm grateful just to breathe and be alive. Gravity is holding me steady in place, with a gentle smile settling on my face. Let the world spin while all day still, sitting on the edge of a window gill. Everything is easy, everything is light. Everything's moving toward the night. Slow down the motion, let the feeling arrive. Gravity is holding me steady in place, with a gentle smile settling on my face. edge of a windowsill. Everything is easy, everything is light. Everything is moving toward the night.
Walking down the pavement where the shadows level gray, watching all the people moving fast to find their way. I keep my hands inside my pockets leaning to the side, letting all the heavy thoughts just float out with the tide. The city's fixing low hums underneath the morning sky. I don't need a reason why the hours wonder by, just a steady motion in the marrow of my bones, finding something honest in the middle of the unknown. Sunlight on the bricks feels like a blanket on the street, measuring the path by every placement of my feet. Nothing left to prove and there is nothing left to take, just a quiet ripple on the surface of the lake. Take it slow while the world spins round, keep my focus on the solid ground. No more looking for a sign to show, letting everything just naturally flow. Easy drifting in the open wide, with a calm feeling deep inside. Take it slow while the world spins round, keep my focus on the solid ground. No more looking for a sign to show, letting everything just naturally flow. Easy drifting in the open wide, with a calm feeling deep inside. Maybe there is wisdom in the silence of the air, knowing that the answers are already waiting there. Stop the chase for something that was never really gone. Watch the way the dust turns slowly back into the dawn. Every single heartbeat is a clock without a hand, building something stable on a shifting of the same. Rest your weary shoulders, let the tension fall away. Save the better stories for a very different day. Coffee in a ceramic cup that warms and blows my palms, reading through the pages like a collection of some songs. In the sections clear out when the signal flashes red, sorting out the memories that are living in my head. That neighborhood is breathing with a soft and steady gaze. I can see the history reflected in each face, like vinyl spinning circles over scratches in the wood. Understand the moment like I never thought I could. Leave your branches swinging while the wind begins to shift, giving all the heavy weight a little bit of lift. I am staying in motion yet I'm sitting very still, climbing up the slope until I reach the final hill. Take it slow while the world spins round, keep my focus on the solid ground. No more looking for a sign to show, where to everything just naturally low. Easy drifting in the open wide, with a calm feeling deep inside. Take it slow while the world spins round, keep my focus on the solid ground. No more looking for a sign to show, where to everything just naturally low. Easy drifting in the open wide, with a calm feeling deep inside. I lean back into the velvet seat while the clock hands freeze, watching dust motes dancing in a slow motion breeze. The city faced through a grayscale sketch outside the pain. I'm untethered from the gravity of the mundane, finding my center in the gaps between the heavy beats, leaving all the noise and the friction of the hungry streets. The coffee's getting cold, but the mood is just right. Filtered sunshine cutting through the morning light. No destination on the map, just a state of mind, leaving every single urgent deadline far behind. My thoughts are swimming in a pool of golden haze, lost inside the gentle architecture of the face. This is the clarity found in the quiet space, moving through the days at a steady mellow pace. The world can spin its wheels until the tires burn. I am staying level while the seasons take a turn. It isn't the kind of magic in the atmosphere. Everything is distant, everything is crystal clear. The
needle finds a groove and it carves out a path, dividing up the moment like some holy math. I'm sitting on the edge of a dream that's half awake, counting every ripple on the surface of the lake. Nothing left to prove and there is nothing left to win, just the easy circulation of the air against my skin. I stripped away the armor and the heavy iron vest. Gravity is working but I'm putting it to test. The shadows on the wall are telling stories of their own. I am feeling more at home than I have ever known. No static on the signal, just the frequency of grace. Every single worry is a ghost I can't erase. This is the clarity found in the quiet space. Moving through the day, shadows take a mental pace. The world can spin its wheel until the tires burn. I am staying level while the seasons take a turn. In a simple kind of magic in the atmosphere. Everything is clear, the naked, then it's crystal clear. Maybe the secret isn't letting go the tightest grip, watching all the heavy expectations start to slip. We are only travelers beneath the wide and open sky, looking for the substance in the blink of an eye. No more running through the mazes built of glass and steel, finally discovering the way your soul can truly heal. This is the clarity found in the quiet space. Moving through the days at a steady and low pace. The world can spin its wheels until the cottage burn. I am staying level while the seasons take a turn. It is simple kind of magic in the atmosphere. Everything is distant, everything is crystal clear. This is the clarity found in the quiet space. Moving through the days at a steady and low pace. The world can spin its wheels until the cottage burn. I am staying level while the seasons take a turn. It is simple kind of magic in the atmosphere. Everything is distant, everything is crystal clear. This is the clarity found in the quiet space. Moving through the days at a steady and low pace. The world can spin its wheel until the tires burn. I am staying level while the seasons take a turn. It is simple kind of magic in the atmosphere. Everything is distant, everything is crystal clear. I lean back into the vintage leather seat, watching colors of the pavement melt beneath my feet. The clock on the wall is just a circle with hands. I am navigating maps of these uncharted lands. Gravity feels lighter like a feather in flight, turning down the volume on the noise of the night. My thoughts are drifting slow like a boat on a lake, taking every single breath for the sake of the same. No destination needed when the air is this clear. The static in the distance starts to disappear. Just a steady motion in a world that stays still, moving with the current by the force of my will. Flowing through the moments like water into wine. Everything is golden and it hits just fine. Keep it on the level, let the frequency rise. Finding all the secrets hidden plain in our eyes. Yeah, we stay in mellow while the giants collide. Just a peaceful passenger along for the ride. The coffee in the mug has gone cold and gray, but I am miles ahead of what the calendar say. Scanning through the frequencies of unspoken words, flying in the patterns of the migratory birds. No heavy lifting, just a mental release, trading in the pieces for a little bit of peace. The city is a puzzle, but I found the last part. Listen to the cadence of a quiet heart. No destination needed when the air is this clear. The static in the distance starts to disappear. Just a steady motion in a world that stays still, moving with the current by the force of my will. Flowing through the moment like water into wine. Everything is golden and it is just time. Keep it on the level, let the frequency rise. Finding all the secrets hidden plain in our eyes. Yeah, we staying mellow while the giant collide. Just a peaceful passenger along for the ride. Flowing through the moments like water into wine. Everything is golden and it's just time. Keep it on the level, let the frequency rise. Finding all the secrets hidden plain in our eyes. we're staying mellow while the giants collide. Just a peaceful passenger along for the ride. Flowing through the moments like water into wine. Everything is golden and it's just fine. Keep it on the level, let the frequency rise. Finding all the secrets hidden plain in our eyes. Yeah, we're staying mellow while the giants collide. Just a peaceful passenger along for the ride. Just fine. Keep it on the level, let the frequency rise. Finding all the secrets hidden pain in our eyes. Yeah, we stay mellow while the giants collide. Just a peaceful passenger along for the ride.
Settle deep into the warm fabric of this old seat, watching shadows stretch long across the quiet street. The clock on the wall has forgotten how to race. Gold light spills over every familiar corner of the place. My thoughts are drifting like dust motes in the air. No heavy burdens left for my weary mind to bear. Just a steady hum of a world turning slow and soft, lifting every tethered worry high and far aloft. This is where the fever breaks and the stillness takes hold. A simple, peaceful story that never needs to be told. Let the minutes dissolve into a sea of endless gray. Could stay right here and watch the tension fade away. Cool hands of the evening brushing against my tired skin, leaving all the noise and the frantic scramble thin. Finding clarity in the spaces between the breaths I take. Knowing this calm is the only promise I need to make. The coffee has gone cold, but the flavor remains sweet. Measuring the distance between my heart and the beat, I see the city lights gleaming like pearls on a string. Listen to the wordless melody that the silence can bring. No more chasing ghosts or reaching for stars too bright. I am anchored in the mellow glow of the fading light. Every sharp edge is rounding off into a graceful curve, calming every frantic pulse and every jagged nerve. This is where the fever breaks and the stillness takes hold. A simple, peaceful story that never needs to be told. Let the minutes dissolve into a sea of endless gray. You can stay right here and watch the tension fade away. Cool hands of the evening brushing against my tired skin, leaving all the noise and the cracks scrambled in. Finding clarity in the spaces between the breaths I take. Knowing this calm is the only promise I need to make.
I watch the clouds perform a slow parade across the gray. The coffee sits ignored until the steam just drifts away. My sneakers trace the patterns on the weathered hardwood floor. I forgot what I was even reaching for inside the door. The static on the radio is humming low and sweet. I feel the pulse of distant engines vibrate in the street. No pressure on the cloud, just let the shadows stretch their limbs. I'm floating in the pool of thought until the vision swims. The mailbox holds a stack of dreams that I've already read. I'd rather count the dust motes dancing overhead instead. The urgency has left the room and closed the heavy door. I don't recognize the person that I was an hour before. High tension lines are sagging under weight of summer heat, while I'm finding every breath I'm in a simple steady beat.
Take it easy when the world is moving far too fast to see. There is plenty of the universe inside this clarity. Gravity is kind enough to let me stick around a while. The mirror shows a stranger with a half-forgotten smile. Let the motion settle like the sediment in each wine. Everything's gold as long as I can claim this moment mine. The neighbors mow harms a melody through streets away. The sunlight finds a crack and turns a carpet into clay. I'm tracing every line upon my palm like it's a map. The universe is resting like a cat inside my lap. A single drop of rain is racing down my window pane. I'm washing any Harvey thoughts right down the kitchen drain. The ceiling fan is spinning like a slow and tired wing. I'm listening to every song the silence tries to sing. No need to chase the colors when the monochrome is deep. I'm falling into layers of a waking kind of sleep. The urgency has left the room and closed the heavy door. I don't recognize the person that I was an hour before. High tension lines are nagging under weight of summer heat, while I'm finding every rhythm in a simple steady beat. Take it easy when the world is moving far too fast to see. There is plenty of the universe inside this clarity. Gravity is kind enough to let me stick right around a while. The mirror shows a stranger with a half-forgotten smile. Like the motion settle like the sediment in each wine. Everything is gold as long as I can claim this moment mine.